Previously on
movie Pain or Pleasure. Hey, there's this book that kills people, and I'm like, tell me more. I wish I had one of those things. So I started watching Death Note on Netflix. I hated it so much.
Also, I hated Dragon Ball Z.
How do they come up with this insufferable dorks?
next time on
Movie Pain or Pleasure. So number 11 is an American anime, and that is Avatar from Nickelodeon.
Now, check this out.
Not the movie with the blue people. That looks boring. I've never watched it. Not interested. This is a series that I think you let me borrow your DVDs, and this was one where it took me a little while to get into it, but then something really tragic happens, and I just worried. I was so stressed out. Like I couldn't wait to get home from work and watch the next episode to figure out what happens. Appa. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But it's about a kid who can control the elements: earth, wind, fire, and air. I was thinking of the band Earth, Wind, and Fire, and I couldn't remember the fourth
you
one.
better not saying it wrong. They say it in the opening every single episode.
I know.
Earth, wind, fire.
And there are some of the main characters meet other ones along the way, and so they're called benders, if they can control water or fire. And the Avatar is a being who can control all of the elements. So things ensue, and it kind of seems like it takes place in ancient
Asia.
China. Yeah, it's Asia.
It's there are multiple, because there are water tribes that are very
like North and South
Eskimo
Poles type of things.
I don't
yeah.
think we're supposed to say
Inuit.
Inuit design and landscape and peoples. Inuits. Then there's the Earth Kingdom that's very like Dynasty China. Then there's the Fire Nation that is definitely like Imperial Japan. Mm-hmm. And then the Air Nomads, which are more like, they're monks. They're
Buddhist,
like Tibetan monks. And all their different nations and bending styles are also based on different martial arts, which is cool. That are also different styles of like mostly kung fu, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Like, why is this one something that you should get into if you don't like anime?
If you don't like anime, it's good storytelling, and it feels, okay, this is gonna sound weird, it will feel less threatening than Japanese anime, and I hate myself for saying this, but I know the style of anime can be off-putting to some people, so if you're not ready for it, watch Avatar. It looks like American animation. And I hate myself for saying that, but I just know, if you know, you know.
It's got the anime style, but like the actual designs and everything.
The design
you
is
can
more
tell
Western.
the difference. Of course, it's still mostly animated by a Korean company, I think, but still, whatever.
Yeah.
Same as Legend of Korra. Legend of Korra is also very cool, not nearly as good, but still give it a shot too.
Yeah, Avatar is a series you really get into, and you care about the characters. You want to know what happens to them.
Also, there's a blind character, so fucking yeah.
Yes. So we have some blind people in our inner circle. So number 13 is one that we discovered as just an ad on a DVD we were watching, and that is Romeo and Juliet.
Lucky are the poor to have such beautiful daughters. They're the very thing to sate a noble's appetite. May your maidenhead sell dear. What manner of man are you?
Release these maidens or drown with your iniquities in your own blood.
And AJ hates, we've talked about this a couple of times, he hates Shakespeare's play Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, a lot.
Hates it. But this anime is so fucking cool.
It's so
It's
weird.
so cool. And it's a different take. They live on this floating island called Neo Verona. And they have these things called dragon steeds. He calls them Haggans.
They're Haggans.
It's half horse, half dragon.
Haggans.
And so the characters are there, the Montague family and the Capulets and Romeo
Tybalt!
and Juliet. Yes, we were just screaming, waiting for Tybalt to show up because they talk. I was almost a little disappointed because they talked him up so much.
Yeah, he didn't get to do a lot.
Yeah, but it's Juliet is very an empowered woman. So I like that about this, and there are also tons of Shakespeare Easter eggs. There's even a
yeah.
character named William who looks like William Shakespeare. And so they make references to a lot of his plays. So if you're a fan of Shakespeare, you'll get all the little jokes. And then it has the magical realism of anime. The ending especially goes off in a direction that has nothing to do with the play.
No, wow. Like, I hope there's something somewhere in Shakespeare's work that is tied into that I just don't know about because I don't read his plays. But if it's not, it's like, by the end, it's full-on anime. It, like, hardcore fucking anime. So, just get used to that.
Yeah. Number 14 is Kenichi.
Karate Master Sakaki, the brash 100th degree street fighter. Kensei, the uncanny master of Chinese Kenpo. Shigure, the beautiful and lethal master of weapons. Apachai, the grim reaper of Muay Thai boxing. Akisame, philosopher, jiu-jitsu master. Hayato, the wise elder of unspeakable power. Kenichi, a spineless wimp.
And AJ bought it on a DVD set, and that's where we saw the ads for Romeo and Juliet. And Kenichi is a martial arts anime. We both do martial arts. So, and it has different styles, and it's funny. I like it.
This is where I'm gonna make like a bold, overarching statement to like get people into whatever. Pick something you're interested in and find an anime that has something to do with it, because that's kind of like Kenichi's driving force is like all the different martial artsy stuff to keep somebody's interest. Like the characters are interesting too, but mostly for me, what got me through it is I'm so interested in martial arts in general, even though I just did taekwondo and some wrestling stuff. I just had to see like how they were going to represent the next martial art or the next whatever, fighting mythology or concepts or whatever. So pick a thing you're really interested in. Melanie likes death and hell and Satan and stuff or something. And I liked martial arts, so I watched that. But there's sports anime like Kuroko no Basket, which is about basketball, or All Out about rugby, or
There's a swimming one. There's one.
food.
Yeah.
There's food wars. There's an anime about food.
This is
That's an aggressive one, but
yeah, that one's weird. The sports animes are fun, but sometimes the translation doesn't quite work because there's one called "How Heavy Are the Weights That You Lift?"
how heavy are the dumbbells that you lift?
That's even worse. Okay,
Which was actually pretty good.
but there's an anime about weightlifting.
It's okay.
We're going off on a tangent.
Okay.
Okay, sell me on it because I'm not sold.
It's not. It is about lifting, but it's more of like a really creative and silly way to get normal people interested in being active. Like, there are silly archetypal characters that make the show, and then they are interested in getting into, like, working out, gym, all that shit. And then you sort of learn about, like, concepts of exercise and diet and whatnot. Some of which isn't totally accurate. Like, some's a little, I could argue with it a little bit. But, like, the main character is a girl who thinks she's putting on too much weight because she eats like Goku, but she can punch like a motherfucker. Like, she's a weird amalgamation of anime tropes, but also, like, the hot anime girl
Does
at
she
the
have
same
big
time.
boobs?
Yes.
Oh God.
And
Of course.
but it's sort of reasonable. And she accidentally bumps into a girl that goes to her school, and she's a fanatic. And so it's joking about all these different people. And then there's, like, the guy that's the trainer who looks like a totally normal dude in his training outfit, and he busts out of it, and he's bigger than Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Like when Willie takes his shirt off on The Simpsons.
Yes, it's exactly like that.
Grease me up, woman!
Okie dokie.
So that one, you can give it a shot, especially if you need motivation to work out.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a little bit of something for everyone with anime. Number 15 is Mortal Kombat, the animated movie from 2021.
hell. I've got this.
There's 1,000 versions of Mortal Kombat, so I had to look it up. This was one that a friend had recommended, and there's 2 movies.
There's 2.
I know there's a
watched
new
2
one
of them.
out. Okay, I don't remember, but the more recent Mortal Kombat animated movies are pretty badass. It was really good.
The first one was especially good. That was about Scorpion. They sort of took that idea that, well, they didn't take it, but they used the same idea that the live action movie was gonna do, except they just stick with Scorpion, which was the smarter choice in my opinion.
I love the live action one though.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, it's really good, but I'm just saying. Even though people didn't care for it for some reason.
So that might be a good one for somebody who's familiar with the game and familiar with the characters. If you want to dip your toe in anime,
That's also a
maybe
thing.
try
If
Mortal Kombat.
you're into a certain type of game, there might be an anime about it. So,
Yeah, number 16. Actually, I'm going to deviate. I didn't put this on the list, but I feel like it needs to be talked about. So, number 16A is Perfect Blue.
oh fuck.
And I say that because a friend of mine from high school just posted a picture of it.
Oh,
And
okay.
I said, I think my comment was, I wasn't really into anime, but you're a millennial and you got me into anime and we watched this movie. So why don't you explain it?
Okay. I'll explain why this might catch your eye. Okay, because like I said earlier, if you've used up a genre you're interested in American films, then maybe you should check out anime and see if they have like a weird version of that. To some degree, animes have very interesting horror shows, elements, whatever. And Perfect Blue is like a mindfuck horror film. If you've watched Black Swan and you like it, watch Perfect Blue. Because a ton of it is based off of Perfect Blue. But Perfect Blue is better.
I don't know. I really like Black Swan.
You can really like it, but I know it's better.
Maybe because I like ballet.
It's not as mind trippy in Black Swan. Because
Perfect Blue is really mind trippy.
in Perfect Blue, you will get confused, but like in a good way, and it will make you feel unhinged, like the main girl. So I won't say a lot about what it's actually about, other than pop star tries to become movie star and gets stalked, and also just the negative things she has to deal with by switching jobs and all these types of things.
So lots of mind fuckery and not knowing what's reality, which we talked about that when we deal, especially with horror, of knowing what's supernatural, what's reality, what's mental illness, and it plays a lot with that. So if you think, oh, anime is for kids, nah, watch Perfect Blue. That's an adult thriller.
Yeah, don't let kids watch that.
No.
That's at all.
No, okay, so back to my list, number 16B, kids can definitely watch this, Batman Ninja.
All of the daimyo castles are on the move. This is our chance. I can't wait to slaughter them all. Then it will truly earn the name, the Field of Hell.
But what matters is the converters and the Quake engine will all be in one place.
This is it. This is our one opportunity to defeat them and return to Gotham.
I saved this from the discard pile when we went through our DVDs.
It's so dumb.
I love it. So it's actually a Japanese-made movie. And Batman and all the villains get sent back in time to feudal Japan. And they have to fight each other. Now, there's a surprising amount of modern technology in it, so whatever.
Just don't ask. It's
it's
an anime
wonderful.
trope. It's giant.
And they lean into like, the anime stuff. It's
the giant
wonderful.
robots and they change characters entirely, which are characters I don't even like, so it's fine. But like Robin, Batman's son, who's a total dick, is now like this cutesy kid with like a dumb mohawk thing and a sidekick monkey.
Okay, but the selling point for me is the Joker, who is voiced by Tony Hale, who was Forky in the Toy Story movies and Dr. Psycho in the Harley Quinn animated series. And once I realized that he was doing the voice, and this was our second time watching it, I had more fun with that character.
He's such a queen in this.
I love the Joker. I mean, I love the Joker anyway. He's one of my favorite DC characters, but he's so much fun in this.
Yeah, and
you almost feel that the Joker is having fun the whole time, even when he's trying to kill everybody. He's having fun.
And they give everybody an interesting look. Like, mostly they look like the same characters, but they culturally change them in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And the Joker comes off like a Frenchman that may have been part of the first group of white people to come to Japan. Like, I don't know how to explain it other than that. There's just something French about him. And all of Batman's people, they just become Japanese.
They look samurai.
Yeah.
Well, and there is a group of, like, a clan of Japanese people who have been prophesized that a Batman will come to save them. So it's really good. I love it. So it's saved from the discard pile. I love that movie.
I will say it's fun. I won't say it's good.
Oh God, I love it. I love that movie.
It's kind of like, okay, like when we take. Actually, that makes me wonder. When we take animes and we make them American, but like, if it was actually done well, like they took an American comic book and they threw it in to anime style storytelling, and they just went all the way with it in the weirdest directions. I guess they could have been a little weirder, but not by much. So, it would be interesting to see America do that in reverse.
This is okay. I have a hard time getting into a lot of the DC animated movies because I haven't read too many of the comic books. Batman's my favorite superhero, but I just like Batman. I haven't really gotten that deep into the lore, so there's just some stuff I don't care about or that I find boring. So I like the niche things like Gotham by Gaslight and Batman Ninja because they just do weird stuff with Batman. And it's not really taken from the comic books, it's not really canon, but it's just, here's a weird here's a style and we're going to go with it.
There's so much Batman. I'm cool with whatever they want to do with it at this point. It's too much.
Okay, you ready for me to ruin your life?
I guess.
Number 17. Number 17 is Grave of the Fireflies. Oh my God, it's dark. So we mentioned In This Corner of the World, which is about Japanese people dealing with World War II. This one is about an orphaned teenage boy and his 4-year-old sister who just have to survive, and the tears are already coming, and the coldness and the harshness of it. Oh my God, at the end of the movie, I'm not going to say what happens because you just have to ruin your life for your own. I was weeping, just openly weeping at the end, and I'm getting choked up thinking about it. And I've only seen it once, and I don't know if I can watch it again, even though it's a lovely, beautiful movie. I want to watch it again. But
it does tell you at the beginning kind of what's going to happen.
But it's still,
it's just,
you don't expect it.
then you get to sit through it.
You don't expect it. And so it makes you feel, I think we need to see more of this in media in general. And our history is empathy for people in other parts of the world. We don't know what they're going through. Like, okay, Iraq, Afghanistan, all that. We hear about the Taliban, we hear about ISIS, all that. What about the people living in villages? What are they going through? And this is not me taking, sides or whatever. I'm just not making political commentary. I just want to know what's happening with the regular people who are affected. Like even Americans, there are certain political things going on that, even despite my voting, I don't have a part in, and I'm just kind of having to live with it, and it's not my choice, and the people at the top are making those choices. So what are regular people in Africa dealing with? What are regular people in the Middle East dealing with? And so that movie and In This Corner of the World made me see something I'd never seen before, because we saw so much World War II lifting up the American soldiers, propaganda, all this stuff. You never thought about what was happening to just the regular people who had no part in the war. Their government decided to do it. They had nothing to do with it. They were just innocent bystanders.
Yeah.
And this one's about 2 kids, so how can you not just feel your heart crush in this movie?
The only American thing I can think that compares that's like animated, and it doesn't, but like it's the only thing I can think of in the way that you feel is like Plague Dogs. Like,
oh, you make me choke on my wine. But that's British.
Oh yeah, it's true. Okay, Western. My bad. It was produced by WB, so.
Plague Dog was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they. Anyway, and the other one.
Oh, Watership
Well,
Down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Western, Warner Brothers animation. That's the only thing I can think of that gets close. And it's not about people. It's about
It's
fucking
about
dogs.
And that'll ruin your life too. So, but I like that they go there. We were talking about Star Wars movies earlier. They never go there. They never fuck your life up. They never kill anybody. They never wrench your heart out and put somebody in a really crappy situation that they can't get out of.
There are
and
certain
anime goes
times where you need to feel a certain thing.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes anime is the only thing I've ever felt that with.
Sometimes it's good to feel sadness and grief because it makes you feel empathy.
Or even existentialism.
Ah,
Or just like...
okay, here's some existential dread. Devilman Crybaby.
I was about to bring that up. That's what I was about to bring up. That's the only thing that's made me feel that aggressively like that.
Existential dread.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the art style is really cool too.
Event Horizon, maybe a little bit,
Ugh.
but not nearly as close.
Is Devilman Crybaby cosmic horror?
Oh, I guess so.
Maybe, sort of. I think Lovecraft might appreciate it.
Mm.
All right, so number 18, I'm going to bring our spirits back up a little bit, is our last one, and that is King of the Hill.
I'm out there digging holes, falling into them, climbing out, trying again, and tomorrow I'm gonna hang outside at a ladies' prison. You gotta get right back up on that tanning bed, slip into a tight t-shirt, wash off some of that cologne, and get yourself out of that tunnel and into some strange woman bed.
It's a Texas anime, damn it. Fight me on it.
That's... I don't know.
And as somebody who's really snobby about the way Texas is depicted in movies, it is one of the most accurate depictions of Texas I have ever seen, down to the accents, down to the daily stuff they deal with. I am from small town rural West Texas. Arlen is clearly not West Texas, but it makes me think of people I've known from small towns who behave like that. And it's funny, and there's some sad moments, some sweet moments, and it's just so clever. So it's a Texas anime. And that's not an original thought. It's somebody on Twitter said it. So we've got our own. Anime is right under our nose in the United States. We just don't want to admit it.
I mean, technically, anime just means it's something that's animated.
Animated, and
so.
that's everywhere.
But if you want to be like, if you want to open your horizons culturally, after you watch King of the Hill, watch all the other stuff.
Yeah, so going through this list makes me think about my anime journey and how I went from turning my nose up at it and thinking it was for a bunch of dorks, which it still kind of is. But I really appreciate it. I seek it out. Sometimes I'll watch like stuff like Bleach, like I've watched on my own. It hasn't all been things I've watched with AJ. So I'm glad my eyes were open to this whole genre of art that I didn't appreciate before.
Okay, we're wrapping up anyway, so I'm just honorary bonus mention or something, or just my recommendation: Spy X Family.
Yes, it's so cute.
Because it's another one that's like, it's so fucking adorable but weird. Like, sometimes I just gotta watch something because I'm like, how the fuck do you make a story out of that? And setup, it's like, I don't know, 40s, 50s Europe, and there's a spy that works for a country who's worried about a war breaking out with another country. And I don't remember which one he's on. I don't care. But he has to infiltrate. He's the best spy in the world. He's great at disguises, but he has to infiltrate a boarding school for, like, genius children so he can meet the father of one of those children. So he has to just force a family to happen, and he accidentally does that by adopting a telepath, like 8-year-old girl.
No, she's more like 6.
Well, they lie and they say like, oh yeah, she's 8. She is.
She's so cute. She makes me think of what my niece will be like. She's 2 right now, which when she gets to that age, she's so cute.
It is adorable every time she like hears their inner thoughts because she's a telepath, and she's just like, she takes everything at face value, and also she says shit wrong constantly, which is
cute. It's
because
so
it's
like
like a real.
it.
She's like a real kid, and she's not annoying. There's a
No.
lot of kid characters that are annoying in everything, anime included, including just the voice, literally. And also a mother for that little girl who happens to be an assassin.
Yes, but the quote-unquote mother and father don't know. that they do that. The little girl knows because she can read their thoughts. So,
but she doesn't snitch on them, so it's just
no,
everyone trying to cover up, and she's not letting anybody know that she is a telepath either. So everybody's trying to cover up their individual thing.
It's funny and it's cute, and the ending music is so chill. That's another thing with anime is the opening and closing music. Sometimes it's a miss, but a lot of it's really good.
Yeah, it's like some shit that I'll put on right before I go to sleep. So I can like.
So tell us in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube or you follow us on Instagram what your favorite anime is. Maybe it's something that's on this list or maybe it's one that you recommend us to watch because we're always open to new TV series or movies. So if you want to follow us, join our cult, be my victim, you can follow us on YouTube, Discord, Twitch, Anchor, Spotify, iTunes, and Instagram at Movie Pain or Pleasure Podcast.
Can't think of anything catchy to say at the end of this, so go watch an anime.